5-6 years ago, I had a very famous discussion stroke debate with somebody who, though the matter was furu', the issue of celebrating the Mawlid of the Prophet ﷺ, which became a huge issue, though in reality is not from the ma'lumat of this deen bid-darura, those necessary, the ilm, the knowledge that every person has to have by necessity, those matters that are known by necessity. And what are those? That Allah is one, that the Quran is the kalam of Allah, the khatm nabuwwat issue, etc. And these are the main creedal issues that we agree upon. I want to take this moment to clarify that to everyone and what actually happened in that, where a discussion was held between me and him online via social media, back and forth in terms of videos, on Facebook, etc., etc. And we know how but how was it triggered? The triggering of that video or this discussion was this individual who nobody knew about. When he said, I'm going to talk about the Mawlid and a video is coming out, and in there he said it is haram. Haram, it's haram to celebrate the Mawlid. Meaning that anyone who does this is a person who's committed, is akin to adultery, it's akin to drinking alcohol.
Pork or whatever it may be, which is classed as haram.
And then I responded to that. I said, what do you know about? How can you define this as haram and nobody has ever defined it haram in the history of Islam? Nobody has defined this as an action which is haram. That is haram for you to remember the Prophet ﷺ on the day of his birth. And from there it transpired. He sent a video a year later, in all honesty, and then back and forth. To the point that in response to him, I delivered 5 hours worth of content on the subject of innovation and the Mawlid, the historical context, still available on YouTube right now, though my voice went at that time, still available on YouTube right now. This discussion took place. And then what transpired after that, and a lot of people think that, I ducked and dived, and what happened, phone calls took place. Phone calls which were recorded undercover. And funnily enough, only in the last week or so, an individual who is now taking on the Salafi movement, especially this individual's ustaz, his teacher, he has been told that you will be recording the phone call conversations. And he said no. And this individual has took my clip and said, you have a proven track record of lying, that you say you're not going to record my phone calls and expose me on that, when this is exactly what you did with Imam Asim.
Who's this now?
I'll mention it later. The brother who is having this discussion and debate with the Salafi movement at this moment, he actually took my clip and put it there, and it was brought to my attention by some of my students that this is what has been said. So I'm glad that people out there actually understand that the so-called Salafis manipulated and did undercover recordings. They undercover recorded this.
And these are their tactics.
And these were the dirty tactics that they employed at that time. And then, because what transpired within us, two discussions had emerged, one separate and one on the issue of wasila or whatever it was at that time, and this Mawlid issue was brushed under the carpet. The Mawlid issue was brushed under the carpet, and even though I said I'm sat in London, I'm waiting, they did not respond, and they declared, oh, we were victorious, we defeated, they didn't turn up on that. And to that I will say that even till today right now, if they ever wanted to discuss this point on the Mawlid, that we still stand by our view and opinion on this, that the Mawlid is not haram, and it is jaiz. I was labeled, oh, he ran away from the debate, and he didn't bother, and he didn't turn up, and this, that, because that's what social media shows you. The reality is, we still stand by our mawqif and our view. Though I did say any place, any time at that time, and they took that literally. Of course, if it's snowing, how are you going to get there? The weather's bad. External circumstances haven't permitted that. But they will go away. Forget that. Let's not even discuss that. I will simply say, till today, 5 years have passed Imam Adil. I have not had a response for that 5 hour video bayan and lecture that I delivered on the Mawlid and the
And
issue of innovation.
in all honesty, I don't think you
Ever will. I don't think they will respond to that.
because you annihilated them in that bayan.
It was quite clear that what was mentioned with reference, etc., till today has not been responded to or refuted.
It's irrefutable.
So I believe that just give me a response to that after 5 years. And 5 years have gone, they haven't. I think 50 will go and they won't be able to.